If you want to find big fish, you have to go to places where other people aren't willing to go. Or at least that's what the wise folks say. But that also usually comes with more traveling and more money. Now, I'm no stranger to putting myself in financial burden to shoot a fish a couple pounds bigger than my previous one, but what I am a stranger to is actually successfully finding that bigger fish. Diving in the Pacific Northwest isn't the most rewarding thing when it comes to shooting prize fish. Our ocean is very cold and looks like this most of the time. And besides a couple different species of rockfish that usually don't weigh more than a couple pounds, ounces, or the occasional cabezon which has the camouflage equivalent to a top-rank sniper dressed in a ghillie suit in the Amazon rainforest, it also doesn't really get much bigger than 25 pounds. The real prize fish we're after here is a lingcod. They get big, like this one right here for example that my buddy shot a couple months ago, beating the new 21st century world record coming in at 41.8 pounds. That's what I'm after. Of course you'll need to be at least half a pound bigger than this one. So 16 hours of driving and one border crossing later, we have arrived to some very remote coastline here in Canada. We are literally in the middle of nowhere, very remote, but you guys know what happens when things are very remote. Fish get very big, which is exactly what we're after. What are the vibes?
Time to whack some fish, folks.
You think we got enough guns? That's just the guns me and Derek brought for the two of us. With Chris, he's the one that introduced us to the Canadian waters.
Yeah, dude. Canada, what up?
The last video we did up here, me and Derek on the way back were like, dude, I don't know what we need to do, but we need to get back to Canada ASAP.
Yeah, this is the first for me too, man. Haven't gone this far up north.
Yeah, so even he's never been up this far north. It's sick. Henry pulled up with the 2 skis.
Yeah.
Sir, what are you trying to whack this trip? Number one fish.
I think lingcod, right?
Just a big old lingcod?
Yeah, or maybe try and get a 72-pound octopus.
You would need 73, but yeah.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing like an African hornet right now. And then we got Clayton with us today too. What are you trying to whack, Clayton?
I want an octopus. You guys have been getting them lately and I'm a little jealous.
Spit on it.
We're gonna get a little crab trap going as well. We're gonna go out, drop it. On the way back, hopefully there's a couple dungeons in there. Now I know that I said we're up here to find big lingcod, and for me, that is 100% the case. But that's not the whole point of this trip. See, when you get this far up north, the water becomes a lot more clear than what we're used to in Oregon. So when you mix the water clarity along with the wide selection of seafood, this becomes the type of dive trip that all of us dream about. Everyone on this trip enjoys eating what they catch as much as I do, and that's the whole goal of the trip. We didn't bring any protein with us, so for the next week we will be eating only what we catch, which shouldn't be a problem because these waters are abundant. The thing about diving in new places is that you have to find good underwater territory where big fish like to live. Along with that come long boat rides and a lot of exploration. So as I sit here making this video with my lips licking like this, I realize that getting blasted by cold air for a couple hours a day, multiple days in a row, is not good for your lips or actually any part of your face. 1 hour ride out, we finally made it to the spot. Should put some fish in the boat.
Hopefully, because we don't have any protein for dinner.
Right. Here's the thing about hunting lingcod. You have dumpling and then you have big ling. Very rarely do those two worlds collide. Small ling are everywhere. They lay out on top of rocks, bathing in the sun, as if they don't taste delicious and are not on the menu for a lot of predators in this ocean, including myself. But I've shot enough small ling. I'm looking for a big boy, and the bigger they get, the smarter they are. They like to hide out in holes and caves, very rarely to be seen laying out in the open. So that's where I spend most of my time looking, in between rocks, deep in some holes, and in places where they can camouflage well. A couple hours have gone by and I still haven't seen a single big ling, and I realize that if I don't shoot at least something, I'm gonna go hungry tonight. So on one of my drops, I see this lingcod laying out without a care in the world, so I decide to teach him a lesson. I take a shot, I hit him, but immediately rips off. I was confused because I thought it was a good shot, but we'll get back to him in a second. So on my next drop, I'm dropping down and I see a canary rockfish. It's that yellow one. We don't really get him in Oregon, and this is actually my first time seeing one. So I decide I want to eat him tonight. This is also going to be the deepest trigger pull I've ever had on a rockfish. I'm sitting at about 55 feet and I'm trying to be patient, trying to wait for him to line up and give me that broadside, and I totally blow it. Miss, and at this point I'm convinced that my shaft is bent or something is seriously wrong, because that was the easiest shot in the world. As I start swimming back to the surface, if you pay attention to the center of the screen, you will see a pretty nice lingcod coming in to check out the action. And this is the rare case where you will see a big lingcod just floating out. When something's happening, there's action, and I have Derek wait for me at the top, and I'm immediately pointing to him like, go down, there's a big lingcod.
There's a giant lingcod right here.
So this is Derek's camera, and he immediately takes a dive, and this is literally right below us. He scans the area and sees a lingcod sitting right around this rock. And I wasn't sure, we're still not sure if this is the same exact one, because even though this is a nicer lingcod, it wasn't as big as I thought. So who knows, it could be, and I could have just been tripping and it looked a lot bigger. But nonetheless, Derek 1, me still 0. I'm not doing good.
I didn't get a great look. I just seen it. Came around the rock and smacked it in the head, and I was like, that ain't that big.
I'm at the point in my day where I'm slowly starting to spiral. I just missed 2 easy shots, and I just alley-oop my boy Derek, the biggest lingcod of the day. So I'm looking for blood. I'm dropping down. I said, I'm shooting the first legal lingcod I see, and of course there's one right under me. And I line up, I take my time, and I miss. I literally couldn't believe it. I look up, he's sitting there, there's another lingcod sitting out on the rock, and I'm convinced that my gun is toast. My shaft is bent, something is wrong.
My third fish I shot, and I'm like not getting it.
Here's the thing, shooting lingcod isn't hard. Like I said, the smaller ones are pretty dumb and they just sit there. I'm going to say this as humbly as possible, I don't usually miss lingcod like that. I'll maybe miss one in every 15 to 20 shots. So I'm heated at this point. I see this lingcod and I'm trying to keep my cool, coming slowly, get close to him, and I know that even if my shaft is bent, it's still an easy shot. And I miss again. If there's ever been a time where I was closer to snapping my gun over my knee, it was right in this moment right here.
Dude, I'm almost convinced my shaft or something is bent because I took 4 of the easiest shots on lingcod today.
I start investigating my gun and my shaft very carefully, looking for some sort of fault or error, because there's no way I would be able to sleep at night knowing that my gun is working fine and I just missed all 4 of those shots. Now, I couldn't find anything wrong with my gun, but we decided that we're just going to take turns diving with Derek's gun because I was like 95% positive that something was wrong with my gun. So this is first drop with Derek's gun. I'm scanning around and I see a lingcod with his head sticking out of a hole, and he was a smaller one, but at this point I just needed something. I take the shot and bullseye. It was a smaller one, but this is probably the happiest I've ever been to shoot a small lingcod. After diving with Derek's gun for like another hour, I decided to get my gun again and try to give it another try. Maybe I was just tripping and everything's working fine. Sometimes, you know, you just have an off day. But anyways, do you guys remember that first lingcod that I shot and it tore off? Well, this is the same one. And I know this because A, I could see the scarring in his side, and B, because we're in the same exact area where I shot him. And at this point, I'm relieved for 2 reasons. One, because I finally landed the first shot with my gun, and I'm realizing that everything is working fine, and it was probably just me, human error. And B, because I love finding fish that I have shot and injured and actually getting to secure them.
This is the guy I hit earlier.
Remember earlier when I said that it's rare to find a lingcod that's both big and dumb? Well, today was a rare day for a couple reasons. One of which being that I missed 4 fish in a row, which could be a new Guinness World Record of some kind. And then the second reason is I did finally find the elusive big and dumb lingcod. As I'm scanning through these rocks, I look up and I see Curious George coming right at me, waving his fins, coming to check me out. I didn't hesitate, even though I was a little hesitant in my capabilities because of how much fish I've missed. I hit a perfect stone shot, and this guy ended up coming in at 15.8 pounds, which is actually one of the bigger fish we get to shoot these days. 16-pound lingcod is a very solid lingcod.
So light for last drop.
So I told him I Oh, wow.
This thing is a 6-footer.
Where's Henry? He's your minute.
That was a good first rip evening in Canada. At least we got something to eat now. We still got like an hour drive back basically. And the cooler's looking healthy. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling pretty good right about now. The first dive of our Canada trip was a success. We found some good territory that proved it had the potential to hold some really big lingcod. So we headed back to check into our Airbnb and get some rest because we had a long couple days of diving ahead of us.
Dude,
That's a take.
That's a big one, man. Yeah, that's a big one.
It's a take.
I think it's good.
Yeah, that's a lot of money at the store. Oh, that's 8 inches all the way long. Look how far you
Yeah, it's huge. Tank! That was a very long and cold ride. I ain't gonna lie. This is home base for the next couple days.
The view.
Very windy outside.
The view and the vibe.
I'm calling a big octopus living somewhere right around here.
Night dive.
A couple links to go around. Got 2 Dungeness crab, couple rockfish. It's kind of windy outside, kind of cold. I think everyone's already kind of cold, except Fred. He's still in shorts and a t-shirt.
Shorts and flip-flop. Get him a t-shirt.
For no
wet
reason.
hair.
For no reason.
So,
Well, we're probably gonna go cook inside, and then maybe tomorrow and whatever else we'll do, catching cooks
For the record.
outside. What are we doing, chef?
Cornmeal lingcod. Apparently it's pretty good, but you gotta do what you gotta do when you can't get panko at Walmart.
Yeah, it's just bad.
it's kind of.
Is that your rockfish?
Yeah, it's my rockfish, man.
That's a solid
hefty,
rockfish.
It's a big rockfish, man.
You probably
You guys already know the drill. Very hard to have a bad day when you're waking up with views like this.
Huh?
Big Spiro King guy. Lubed up and ready. We got the hot showers going today because why not take advantage of a hot shower?
Waiting on big water guy. Typical. You gonna get ready?
I'm already in a tire. I don't know if you guys have seen the drip.
Bigwaterguy.com.
Bigwaterguy.com. Couple pieces left. Thank you to everyone who did buy.
Almost sold out. Get it while you can.
I don't say this often because I don't like begging for anything in life. If you guys do like the videos, drop a like, hit the subscribe. Like 85% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. To me. Big fish will die today. Where's the octopus?
You're not lying.
Do you want to?
Yeah, let's keep him for sure.
Yeah, that's it.
That looks like a female.
Yeah, kind of round herself. See ya. Up to the depths.
That's crab harassment right there.
Female?
That's definitely crab harassment. That's 2 counts of felonies right there.
1.5, 8. That's another 8 inch.
bigger than a caliper.
We're in the donkey business. Gauge busters only. Gauge busters only. Ate some of that last night. It was fire. No salt, no nothing, just fresh water. Raw dogged it. Fred, can you see if the new crab bait is good?
I don't know. We'll see if. I don't know. I think that'll be good. Yeah, that should be. I don't like that.
For reference, that's been sitting in a warm cooler for 3 days after it sat in Samson's fridge for a year and a half. Gosh, that was diabolical work. That was nasty. That's very nasty.
I can taste it in my mouth.
Even though I enjoy watching Fred lick things he shouldn't be licking, it's not gonna land me my big lingcod. So we began scouting out new territory using phones and our better judgment of where we thought a big fish would like to live. There's a little reef here, right in the middle of the ocean practically. Trying to see where the big lingcod are at. We're feeling out the vibes, if there's big lingcod vibes or not. And the downside of that is you have to physically get in the water each time and sift through a lot of non-fishy grounds. And don't get me wrong, I love exploring, and honestly, diving through stuff like this really makes me feel some type of way. This is why I love spearfishing in the first place. Very few people on this earth get to experience this firsthand, and very few people also get to clean up after fishermen like we do. And as much as I love leaving the place better than I found it, that's also not the reason why we came here. You got a nice cab.
That's Derek's.
Did someone else shoot a cab?
Yeah, sure.
You did? Oh, nice.
They're not quite as big as his, but it's on this house.
Yeah, that's a nice one too. At this point, you might be wondering why I'm so pressed on shooting a giant lingcod. Is it just because I want to shoot the biggest fish out of everyone in the group and beat Derek's world record to please my ego? It definitely could be the case. Or is it to get a photo of me holding a giant lingcod so I could use as a sweet thumbnail to get views on this video? That's honestly something I'd have a very hard time arguing against as well. Or could it be that everything I do in life is a competition against the people I do it with, and most importantly myself, even if it's done subconsciously? The answer to all of these is a hard yes. That's just the way us humans are wired, whether people like to admit it or not. You can't hate the player, you gotta hate the game. See, there's a whole nother aspect to spearfishing in cold water. If you want to stay locked in mentally, you need to set a good goal for yourself, whatever that may be. For example, do you remember at the beginning of the video when Clayton said this?
I want an octopus. You guys have been getting them lately and I'm a little jealous.
And then I also said this as well. I'm calling a big octopus living somewhere right around here. Well, Clayton must have been listening to what I said, because on one of the days that we went out, he stayed back and went to go look for his octopus in front of the Airbnb. And guess what? After wrestling with it for an hour, he ended up pulling out the biggest octopus of his life. Here's the point I'm trying to make. Spearfishing is an odd sport. You willingly strip your body of everything it needs to stay alive, like breathing and staying warm. Going down to 60 plus feet in 47-degree water while actively hunting fish is actually pretty torturous to the human body, especially when all the organs in your body are compressed to a quarter of their natural size because of the hundreds of metric tons of water above you squeezing you so hard that if you don't equalize your ears properly at that depth, all that water pressure will blow out your eardrums in a second. So when you are diving for hours on end, day after day, and you don't have a clear goal ahead of you, your mind starts talking to you. It starts doing this little thing of trying to talk its way out of this torture cycle you got it going on, and try to do whatever it takes to get you back on the boat, get warm, eat some snacks, maybe call it a day because you already shot a couple fish. And trust me, I've fallen victim to these mind games one too many times, and I always come home feeling like I left some stones unturned.
Something light for the boys. Hey.
Another one hits the boat. Something light. And honestly, this all sounds good on paper. I'm even feeling a little motivated as I'm editing this myself. But the reality is, we're 3 days into this trip, diving long and hard days, and I still haven't seen a big lingcod. And to make matters worse, my worst fear is about to come true. Earlier in the day, Derek dropped his camera off the boat and lost it forever, so this next chain of events are undocumented besides what I got on my camera. So since we're buddy diving, that means we're taking turns going up and down. One guy goes down, the other waits for him at the top, and vice versa. They switch off. So as he goes down, I hear his gun go off below me as I'm waiting for him at the surface. And here's the thing about Derek. He doesn't like shooting small fish, so I know he's either bringing up a nice sized lingcod that we're both going to be stoked about, or he's bringing up the big ling that we've been hunting for 3 days now, and only he's going to be stoked about it. Because even though I will smile and I will congratulate him and even take a ton of photos, honestly, I am happy for him because we both put in the work. He gets after it just like I do, and it's fair game. But that doesn't change the fact that I still want to punch him in the head. I will say though, the one nice thing about seeing a lingcod that big get shot right under you is that it totally refuels your fire to keep getting after it. And for the next couple days, that's exactly what we did. We spent long days on the water, diving hard and hoping to find another dragon. And since this water segment is coming to an end, and we're about to get into one of my favorite catch and cooks on this channel yet, I'll be the first to tell you that I did not find that big ling this trip that I was after. Derek's ling ended up being the biggest of the trip, but everyone still shot plenty of fish. Fred ended up finding a ruby octopus, which was really cool. We ended up cooking it over the fire and it was delicious. And Derek ended up filming a video of me going down, shooting a lingcod, and it turned out to be one of my favorite underwater clips yet. And it was also one of my deepest lingcods I've ever shot, laying at 55 feet. Samson officially joined the team today. He's officially a flasher diver.
It's a good one too.
Yeah, I could get $5 to $7 out of this one.
That's gonna find like 5,000 more.
Long day. We're pulling up to do a little catch and cook.
We'll see.
That'll work. I'm saying the ling is 25.
Tell you what.
25 is a safe number.
Yeah, this is a beautiful.
What if you got scaled, big dog? Ow.
23.3.
23.5.
Heyo. That's my second biggest ling right there. Yeah, this is my biggest Canadian ling.
Keep a scale running, bro. Keep a scale running.
This is. I think this is my biggest vermilion rockfish I've ever caught, to be honest. It's the first one, but it's definitely the biggest. Is it gonna trigger the scale, you think?
0.4. Yeah.
PB! Woo!
That scale's awesome.
Get up here. Let's get some pictures.
Hey. Little heifer. Abalone side piece.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I got you, my guy.
Slabs only. Here.
Vlad, let's cook these cheeks tonight.
Yeah, cut it like on this side. Yeah. And leave all the belly in it too.
Leave that whole belly.
Yeah.
Just take all that lining off.
Yeah, throw that whole thing over the fire. I think it's gonna be sick. That's a nice collar. First thing we're gonna throw on the grill is the collar to Derek's ling, and then he got the cheeks as well. That almost just dropped. We'll be using a log. Little cheeks.
Yeah, cheeks, big old scallop.
Used it and left it right back on.
Did throw a crab in there?
Training from the dollar store, but it works. Is mispronounced.
Really?
Yeah, you want a piece?
Looks like it's just perfect.
I think I did. Just don't be.
This is the ling caught cheek.
There's some trying there, I think. So yeah, very tender, buttery.
Yeah, this ling caught cheek is super tender.
Super tender, yeah, it's all real tender.
It almost tastes like lobster.
Yeah, right? That's what I thought. The cabezon they call
Put it in your mouth, Link. You lick my finger clean because I don't want dirty fingers.
Oh yeah, that's good.
It's like lobster, bro.
That's real good.
There's some more oil too. A couple of small ones. Yeah.
What do we have going on here?
Let's go acorn barnacle.
It's like a primitive setup. Just raw dog on the coals.
Is that green ling or rockfish?
That's a rockfish. That's a green ling. That's a rockfish. Literally.
I only do half of it at a time, I think. It tastes just like crab.
Yeah, I want to try one. We got what, gooseneck barnacle? Oh, sorry, acorn barnacles.
Acorn barnacles.
But your rockfish is probably done. Oh,
There you go.
Actually,
That's crazy.
That works out
Pull
well.
around
Man,
and,
that works out well.
pull that.
Wow.
Way better than mine.
Yeah.
And you eat the yellow stuff too,
Yeah, I ate the whole thing.
bro.
Oh,
The
it'll just
ocean
come
just
right
keeps
out, yeah.
providing nonstop.
It's
Acorn barnacle, first time trying it. That thing looks intense. Head butter and all.
a little longer, maybe. Flip that.
Wow,
I think that one's good. I see.
it does taste like crab.
Good in there. Is that one cooked up good? I like it al dente. And I'm yeah. Innards. I ate it all. Is good.
Steaming.
It's fire, dude.
Yeah, it's good, right? Yeah.
It's really good.
What's up?
What's the possession limit on acorn? Like
I think it was like 6.
That did not
okay, so
disappoint.
not from them.
It's just the one.
Your rockfish was cooked on the fire there.
Can I try your knife?
Yeah. No, a bit of a crunchy skin that really adds that texture.
I legit have to bring
I like that.
feeling stuff up for Derek next time.
Is this still hot?
Yeah, that was
it's
good.
really
What,
hot
this is
there.
a rockfish?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's half of it.
At the end of the day, what really matters in life? Is it to reach the goal that we have set in front of us, whatever that may look like? Or is it more about enjoying the journey and the people that come along with it, like the white chicks on Instagram tell us to do? To be honest with you, I'm not really sure. I laid here stuffing my face with a delicious variety of seafood on a little island in the middle of Canadian nowhere with a bunch of my friends, and honestly, this is the exact scenario I've dreamed of even before I became a big water guy. Living off the land, doing the things I love, surrounded by good people, and most importantly, eating very good food. But there was only one problem. I wasn't satisfied. I couldn't get a specific image out of my head. See, that was supposed to be me. And I'm not even saying this out of jealousy, it was just pure disappointment. I came here with one goal in mind, and that was to shoot my new personal best ling cod, and the goal wasn't met. But here's the beautiful thing in all this. As long as you have a clear goal in life, it's very easy to stay driven. You just keep charging and charging. And of course, the journey is the most important part in all this. The people you meet and the memories you make. That's what life is honestly all about. But you already knew that. So who knows? Maybe if I did shoot a giant ling cod on this trip and shattered the world record, I would lose that drive to keep getting after it, and who knows, maybe I'd start playing video games while I spiral into a couch potato. Sometimes the things we want in life aren't actually what we need. I believe that as long as there's a goal and something that drives you, that's more important than anything. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit your boy with the little thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you on the next one.